Hi everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. How are you doing, you beautiful, beautiful people? My fellow gamers, I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic because you deserve it. And I will keep on saying it because it's true. Today we're gonna react to Dragon's Dogma 2, Everything We Know After 10 Hours of Play. IGN First. Now, it's like 30 minutes, so we're gonna jump to the interesting parts.
Where you
because your time matters. Let's go.
basically start from the beginning of the game and then you can just play and see how far you get. I think it really gives you a better sense of what the gameplay loop is going to be like rather than playing like bits and pieces of the game like chosen for you, you know? And like 10 hours, it's a incredibly long time to be able to get.
It looks really good.
And he's the one who introduces you with the quest.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Brent.
And everything else is how everything feels very natural and organic in terms of like how you get.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely buy this game, aren't we? Kinda like reminds me, and it's not, but reminds me of Dragon Age, like Inquisition, like the gameplay I just saw.
How you know how you explore the world. And we'll talk a little bit more about the improvements, I think, of Dragon's Dogma 2 over the first game from what we've seen. But I want to kind of go back a little bit and
The Witcher.
Right from the start, you know what you're doing. You know what the state of the world is. Everything feels a lot more kind of built up right from the start. It's not being built as it goes. You kind of get the full scope of the world right from the beginning, and it kind of grounded me more in the plot of Dragon's Dogma.
Okay, so no friendly damage. That's good. Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
No, I feel exactly the same way. I feel like immediate happen naturally as well. You're not the way they introduce those characters to you.
Look at this. Look at this. Like the graphics and the way he stands looks really good
as well. You're not the first time you enter the town and you go to the inn.
What are you?
The inn and a boy runs into
Catwoman,
and that ends up being very important down the line. And it's just important and part of
you
the
gotta wear black. You gotta wear black if you want to be a Catwoman. You can't go around wearing rags.
The plot line very early on.
Just because it's kind of like a stealth mission and thing where you're supposed to find like a disguise, but you know Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't really tell you a lot of these things. It's a game that doesn't hold your hand, and I appreciate that a lot about it.
Okay, so we're sneaking.
It's the kind of game where I like to. It's the kind of going from a pawn will like point you like, hey, there might be a quest over here. You follow the pawn and you have like your own little adventure right there with that pawn. And if you're not familiar with how it works in the first game, it basically works the same way. Pawns are these followers that you have, and they basically come from the internet. Every person who plays this game will make their own pawn. Give them a vocation, give them a couple of different traits, and then you upload that to like this network, and other players can then go to a Rift Crystal or Riftstone, I believe it's called. And they can hire pawns from other players, bring them into their party, and those pawns take the experiences that they had from the their home game. So if they have experience with a quest, they'll be able to tell you like, hey, like I've done this quest. There's a shortcut over here.
Oh,
or,
nice.
There's a person we need to talk to that's this way. Follow me. And then you just follow them, and it works. And it works, actually, I think, a lot better than it did in the previous game. But
that's
I was
really
very
interesting.
Impressed
That's
by
very
how
interesting.
well the pawn system worked in Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah, from point quest that you are currently on, which I found very helpful.
One other thing about
very
the
different
pawn
from what I'm.
is that you can give them we did the entire wanted about it.
Reminds me of
Allowed
like
to use
Elden
both
Ring.
The bow and arrow and I wanted to say dual blades, but daggers, two daggers. And in Dragon's Dogma 2, they split that class into both the archer and the thief, because I think there was a quote that they said that class was a little bit too strong.
We know Bigfoot
for
is
a base
real.
starting class.
There
is another class immediately from the get-go. You're immediately given core skills that are already on your map. So they are on your
are you used to? And I felt like every place you can attack, every place you can go further in. That's I'm used to hit, you die. Here, you need to like try different stuff, different approaches. It's very nice. Quests, what they said is you got the pawns and you don't have a quest mark. You just, or maybe you have the one and then you need to roam around and understand what's up. And your pawns will have information.
You go in and out of combat
That's awesome.
very agilely, very quickly, and I felt
if you're able to properly time.
He has like saliva.
attacks. And it felt
Wow,
really good. I
that's
was
cool.
cutting through some bosses, and yeah, I love
Some
the
bags,
That's
of course.
one of the
His
things I
arm
always
is
say about
inside the
Dragon's Dogma
rock.
vocations.
Now he's
Dragon's
all inside
Dragon's
the
Dogma
rock.
vocations,
But
excuse
what
me,
can we say?
is
What can
that
we do?
They are kind of the peak
Still
fantasy
amazing, and
of
every game
these
has a bug.
well-known archetypes. So
Has
you know,
bugs.
the warrior charging
going.
up for like without any power. Well, you charged up for 20.
Show
and
me
when you
the mage.
release that spell, it looks like a spell you charged up for 20 something seconds. Yeah.
Unlock
think
the
it was maxed out.
sorcerer.
And then you unlock the that vocation. I don't know if that's the case for everything. We only got to unlock the warrior and sorcerer vocations in our playtime. The trickster was a special build that they just teleported us to basically.
Yeah.
So we don't know
that was a very
exactly.
high level.
Yeah.
I think it was maxed out. We got to play maxed out
I
trickster.
don't know if every single thing was maxed out. We had like the highest versions of the skills that we had equipped. So like the move that sends out a fog that gets you aggro.
Suffocating shroud.
Suffocating shroud. That probably had like the max range on it. When you first start off with the trickster, that might not have as wide a radius. We don't exactly know how all the other vocations will be unlocked. If it gets to go to every marker and feel like, okay, I've done everything in this area. I've crossed out.
Continue, like go to the next spot, like get out of here.
And you can try to just run away from it, but that's not always the easiest thing to do.
And I love that they do it because I keep making comparisons and parallels to D&D. I'm sorry, I just really like Dungeons and Dragons, but that is exactly what my DM would do to get you to move on. It's like you can't stay here and keep long resting. Just continue, like go to the next spot, like get out of here in a very organic way that doesn't just. It feels so much better to deal with organic consequences than be like, oh, if you use the campfire too many times,
Did
you
it
won't be able to use
take
it
him
again.
to
Just
the air?
Artificial.
What is going on? Awesome.
Disruption. The organic one feels a lot better.
But I think in the end, it is one of those things that you get of making one of those successful expeditions and making progress that really wouldn't be there.
What is this?
That person's there's gonna be consequences for them if I turn them in like this. And I get this quest, and
Makes sense.
then a little bit of time passes by, and I meet someone new, and it happens to be the guy who's missing with the item, but he actually also lost the item. So
And then we got to show the Sphinx.
What the hell is that?
The Sphinx monster and all the little riddles that it had.
man, I want to comment on the Sphinx design real quick. I love
Really
the
cool.
design of the Sphinx. When you first meet her, she occasionally makes expressions that are pleasant and attractive, and then sometimes she makes these smiles that are just not human.
Did we
I'm
see
sure
everything we needed
There's
to?
more to that fight than what I saw. I'm sure there's got to be an item somewhere that weakens her. I just didn't have it in my inventory, I think.
All right. Well, I think that kind of covers everything that we
it's the fact that it's not an easy game, not a in your face. This is the solution game. It's a game where you need to be like concentrating on what's up, what you're being told, how your companions react, and that's really awesome. I'm not used to that kind of mechanic. Again, maybe in Elden Ring a bit, like you gotta read and you gotta listen or you gotta get lost. So this is what comes to mind. But other than that, don't think I've seen something of the same, of the sort. And I haven't played Dragon's Dogma 1, by the way. If you think we should play it and I should upload some videos, I will. Let me know if you think I should play 1. And what do you think about this game? Are you going to buy it? Are you looking forward to it? What are you looking forward to? I would love to hear from you. Really, that's the fun of it, doing it together. Thank you so much for being here with me until the end of this video. If you like the video, hit the like button. It will sure help the algorithm. And subscribe if you want more of this content. Beautiful community, and you are more than welcome to join our journey. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.